பயாலஜி இன் தமிழ் கோர்வை சேனல் சார்பாக அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். என் பெயர் கண்ணதாசன். In this video, I am going to present Classical Genetics Part 3, Video 1 and Video 2. The links are given in the description. You can view those video and then you come to this video so that you are able to understand the concepts very clearly. There is a close connection between these three videos because the subject is genetics. And this is the chapter 2 in Botany 12th standard state board book and chapter 5 12th standard CBSE book. In this video we are going to learn 2.3.4 dihybrid cross, law of independent assortment, then the molecular explanation for the seeds being round and wrinkled. 2.3.5 the dihybrid test cross. These are the concepts that we are going to learn. I request all the students to take the textbook, go to the particular page, take the notebook and pen, and in every slide there will be an important point. You can take note of it. It will be very useful for you during the time of revision towards your examination. You cannot go through the entire book. It is not possible just before the examination, but you can go through the notes. This video also going to be accompanied by one Google Doc form question paper. It consists of 20 MCQ and 2 2 mark, 2 3 mark and 1 5 mark. It will be useful for both state board and CBSE students. And also the NEET student will be fully benefited from the MCQ. Exclusively those who are preparing for NEET, it will be very useful for them. In order to get full mark, I request all the students to stay with the video till the end to grasp all the concepts. It is my wish that all students should get full mark. I hope this video will be very useful for you. If you like it, please press the like button, share it to all your friends students. Let them be benefited. And comment on it. Whatever be your doubt or appreciation, you can place it in the comment in few seconds. I am able to answer through the WhatsApp to your doubts. Subscribe our Biology in Tamil Korvai channel. Press the bell icon to receive the notification. Now let us enter into this video. 2.3.4 dihybrid cross. Dihybrid cross. What is dihybrid cross can be asked in 2 more questions. I want you to understand dihybrid cross properly. When we are crossing two organisms, both differ from each other with respect to 2 characters. That is the first point to be noted, 2 characters. Right. What are the 2 characters? Seed color and seed shape. This is what Mendel did, that we are going to study. Mendel's experiment only we are going to study. So 2 characters with 2 variations. Seed shape, seed color or the 2 character. Dihybrid inheritance is the inheritance of 2 separate genes. So there will be a gene for each character. That is a way in which you have to match character with the gene, variation with allele. So that there won't be any confusion in dihybrid cross. If you consider variation, there will be a 4 variation. Very clear? And 4 alleles. Okay. So 2 character we are studying and each character determined by 1 gene, and these genes exist in 2 allelic form. One is dominant allele form and another one is small allele form. Capital R, capital Y, small r, small y. These are the alleles. So you can match the variation with the alleles. It is very clear in this slide. 2 character, seed shape, seed color. 2 variation for each. Round, wrinkled. Genotype, capital R for round, small r for wrinkled. For one character. For another character, capital Y, yellow, small y, green for another character. And 2 pairs of alleles, you see capital R, small r is one pair of allele and capital Y, small y is another pair of allele. Understand? And each allele can exist in 3 forms, 3 combinations. Capital R, the allele form in one organism may be capital R, In another group of organism, capital R, small r, another group, small r, small r. In the same way, capital Y, capital Y, capital Y, small y, small y, small y. So these are the three allelic forms in which each allelic pair of a character can exist. That is also, you should take note of it. Now you have to compare immediately with the monohybrid cross, capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, small t, small t. So these are the possible three combinations of genotypes. So we are going to study seed shape, round, wrinkled, seed color, yellow, green. And actually, you see, this is the seed color is present in first chromosome, and seed shape is present. The gene responsible for seed shape present in seventh chromosome. Okay, and one more point also to be noted: alleles always present in homologous chromosome. Alleles always present in homologous chromosome. In the homologous chromosome only they can occupy the same gene loci. They can occupy the same gene loci, or same gene loci present only in the homologous chromosome. Understood? Now, law of independent assortment. Mendel explained law of independent assortment based on its result from dihybrid cross, especially through the dihybrid test cross. Now, what is law of independent assortment? It is a two-mark question. When two pairs of traits are combined in a hybrid, two pairs of trait, here trait should be matched with variation, variation should be matched with the allelic form. Are you clear? So two pairs of trait they are telling. So this is one pair of trait, this is another pair of trait. So two pairs of trait are combined in a hybrid. Segregation of one pair of character is independent to the other pair of character. It means capital R, this is the allele. 50% of the capital R may combine with capital Y, and another 50% may combine with small y. Because it is coming from the dominant parent, you cannot say capital R I will always go with the dominant and small r I will always go with recessive. No. Each allele, 50% of allele go with another dominant allele group and another 50% with recessive group. That is called as law of independent assortment. Understood? So, round yellow combination will be created, parental combination, wrinkled green combination will be created, that is also parental, recessive parental combination. Besides, two more new combinations will be created. Understood? So, this is called as law of independent assortment. Genes that are located in different chromosomes assort independently. So, genes are not individually, that is separating from each other, assort from each other. No, it is chromosome. Chromosome assort independently. You see, this is homologous pair of chromosome and this is another homologous pair of chromosome. This is what given in the CBSE book. It is better to refer CBSE book because the question mainly based on the NEET, that is NEET question based on the CBSE book. Of course, state board 100% board examination question from state board book only. Okay, for which you need not that is refer CBSE book. Okay, the content is more in our book than CBSE book. Make it very clear. Understand? But certain areas we have to go. Now you can consider this as a homologous pair. Okay, homologous pair. One chromosome carries capital R, another chromosome carries small r. And this is another homologous chromosome. One carries capital Y, another carries small y. Very clear. Understood. This is the F1 game, that is F1 generation genotype. And the same exists here, capital R, capital Y, small y. This is one homologous pair. This is another homologous pair. Okay. Now, one possibility, that is the assortment of or separation and combining of chromosome take place during the meiosis. Okay, so separation take place, centromere split. So this one chromosome become 2 and this one chromosome become 2. So what happens? Capital R, you see these are the spindle fiber, pull this chromosome towards one side. So this capital R, capital Y come to one cell and small r, small y gone to another cell. Again meiosis 2 take place. So what happened? Capital R, capital Y one combination and small r, small y another combination. And here you see what happens? Capital R, capital Y, small y. But what happens? Capital R now gone with small y. Capital R now gone with small y chromosome. So this is called as independent assortment. The chromosome randomly separate students. The chromosome randomly separate and go to one cell. And which chromosome should go to that is a particular cell? It is random in nature, not it is selective. Are you clear? So here what happens in another possibility, capital R gone with small y and small r gone with capital Y. Are you clear? So many possible combinations of factor can occur in the gamete. So there are 4 possible combinations only, not many combinations, 4 possible. What are they? Capital R may go along with capital Y and capital R may go along with small y. That's all. That is its possibility. The same way, small r can go along with capital Y and small r can go along with small y. So these are the 4 combinations created. When compared to the parental gamete, in addition to the parental combination, 2 more new combinations are created. They are capital R, small r, capital Y. That's the reason why it is called as independent assortment. Law of independent assortment. Independent assortment lead to genetic diversity because, as I already told you, besides the 2 parental combinations, 2 new combinations also created. They are round green, wrinkled yellow. Round green, wrinkled yellow. These are the 2 new combinations. So this is called as genetic diversity because this combination already did not exist, but now new combination produced. So it lead to the variety, that is called as diversity, genetic diversity. Now you consider from this one hypothetical example, you are able to easily understand what is genetic diversity, how it plays a vital role in the that is a species. Okay, now you see this is a large and sour mango. Large is liked, small, that is a sour is not liked. In the same way here, sweet and small. Sweet is liked, small is not liked. It means undesirable character. When they are going to the hybridization or cross-pollination take place naturally, you imagine. F1 hybrids are sweet and large because both of them are dominant. Let us assume in that way. Are you clear? So sweet and large, a new combination came into existence. Now what happened? Genetic diversity occurs. Now F1 cell pollination take place, you assume. These are the 4 possible combination can occur. Other than this, with respect to these 2 characters, no other combination could exist. One is sweet, large, both desirable, and this is new combination. And both traits are desirable one. Sour, large, one desirable, another one not desirable. Small, sour, one desirable and another one is undesirable. Sweet, small, that is here small, sour, both are undesirable. Sweet, small, one desirable and another one is undesirable. Now, the fruit eating animals and human being usually choose this variety only. Are you clear? So far when it is existing in this way, they are not liked by the animals or human beings. So the distribution of this species may be limited. But once this variety came into existence, it is fast eaten by animals and human being and it starts spreading because the seeds are dispersed at various places when these 3 are slowly disappearing. That's what we are going to learn in other slides. If an individual produce genetically dissimilar gametes, these are the genetically dissimilar gametes. It is the consequence of independent assortment. Capital R, it stay with capital Y in F1 generation in one one side. In another side, small r, small y. Okay, so this is what a parental combination. But the genetically dissimilar gametes are produced. Capital R, capital Y, small y. Parental combination. In addition to that, 2 more new combinations created. Through independent assortment, the maternal and paternal members, now they are using a new word, maternal and paternal. Maternal means mother. M stand for mother, paternal for father, you imagine. Okay, of all pairs were distributed to gametes. So all possible chromosomal combinations. As I already told you, a gene combination is created by the chromosomal combination. Genes cannot individually move from one at the time of cell division. It cannot move away from each other, but it can move along with the chromosome. So new combinations of chromosomes are created. Very clear. So that is what here it is explained. The chromosome which carries capital R may go with chromosome which carries capital Y. But here chromosome which carries capital R may go with chromosome which carries small y. You see, there is a brown versus red. But here brown versus green. So different chromosomes can be combined. Okay, so all possible chromosomal combinations were produced leading to genetic variation. So I already told you in this category only 4 different combinations can be created, which I already told you. They are capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, in which these two are parental combination, these two are new combinations. Now, in sexually reproducing plants or organisms, due to independent assortment, genetic variation take place, which we learnt, which is important in the process of evolution. The genetic variation contribute for evolution. Now, of the 4 combinations produced by this cross between the sour large mango with sweet small mango, this is the combination eaten by the fruit eating birds, animals and human being. And this is having one undesirable character, this is having another undesirable character, and of course these also having both undesirable character. So usually the animals and human beings not selecting these 3, and usually they select this one. When it is selected, natural selection takes place. Because it is we are discussing about evolution, I have to use the word natural selection. So fruit eating birds, animals and human beings select this one only. So what happens? They carry the seeds to different places. Numerically this variety keep on increasing. Understand? So the species, if at all it evolved into new, there is a species, it is only through this variety. Because it is selected and it is numerically increasing and numerically it is becoming dominant, and these 3 are disappearing. So it contributes for evolution. That is what you have to understand here. Difference between law of segregation and law of independent assortment. Take note of it. This is 2 more question. Law of segregation applicable for monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, etc. Whereas law of independent assortment, it cannot be applicable for monohybrid cross, but it is applicable for dihybrid, trihybrid, etc. Understood? The law of segregation is concerned with allele of one gene. The gene responsible for plant height. It exists in 2 forms. When the F1 plant produce gamete, the 2 alleles segregate from each other. Law of segregation. Understood? But here you cannot explain law of independent assortment. Independent assortment to be explained means there must be at least 2 genes. Very clear? Law of assortment deals with the relationship between the genes, 2 genes minimum, maximum n number of genes. Now you can see the 2 genes, R gene and Y gene. Very clear? So here capital R, small r segregate. Law of segregation is applicable. Capital Y, small y segregate. Law of there is a segregation applicable. In the same way, capital R either go with capital Y or go with small y. Law of independent assortment. So 50% of the capital R stay with capital Y and 50% of capital R stay with small y. In the same way, 50% of the small r stay with capital Y and 50% of the small r stay with small y. So this is called as law of segregation. Mendel's dihybrid cross. Explain. 5 mark. The crossing of 2 plants differing in 2 pairs of contrasting trait. 2 pairs of contrasting trait. What are the 2 pairs of contrasting trait? 2 character first. Okay, one is seed color and another one is seed shape. Okay, so here you can see the seed shape round and wrinkled, cotyledon color, it means seed color, yellow and green. So two character, each character carries two trait or two variation. Now you should compare the seed shape character with a gene and the two traits or two variation with alleles. Capital R, small r. Capital Y, small y. Likewise. So in which way we are giving capital R? Because the round is dominant. So the first letter is capital R. That is first letter is R. So it become that is a capital letter. Here it becomes small letter. Okay, yellow dominant over green. Okay. Hence, the pure breeding round yellow parent is represented by. So whenever we are doing the hybridization experiment, we are bringing two pure breeding varieties only. So pure breeding variety. Here I would like to say something about pure breeding variety. In the previous videos 1 and 2, all these terminologies are covered. Please see those videos also. Now here you see both are homozygous in nature. Homozygous means referring the alleles. When alleles are identical, it is called as homozygous. Homologous, I already told you, chromosomes are identical. Homologous chromosome, homozygous alleles. Understood? So, with respect to both the character, homozygous alleles are present, which are dominant. Already we learned. If you self-pollinate this plant for n number of generations, we will be getting only the same trait, round yellow. Then it is said to be pure breeding line or pure line, true breeding. All these terms are synonyms. The same way, small r, small r, small y, small y. If you self-pollinate it continuously, it will produce the same wrinkled and green. So it is true breeding for these two traits, wrinkled and green. So we can say it as pure line. During gamete formation, the paired genes of a character assort out independently of the another pair. It means capital R can go with capital Y 50%. Another 50% can go with small y. Okay, so this is called as law of independent assortment. The resultant gamete thus will be genetically different. The gametes will be genetically different. Okay, you see capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small y, small r. And here for gametes, the ratio given in our book. But in the NEET, you cannot follow this because in this ratio, the gametes are not produced. Gametes are always produced in the equal proportion, 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%, equal proportion, because the chromosomes are moving in a random manner. Whenever two variables move in a random manner, the resultant combination will be equal for all varieties. Understood? So this is one of the mathematical approach. Okay, so this is the point where Mendel that is misunderstood by his contemporaries in those days, because all those biologists did not believe that mathematics can have a connection with biology. But today we have population genetics, okay, where you can see only the mathematics in biology. Mathematics in biology, that's all. That is the reason why one more subject is there, biostatistics. Even in evolution, we learnt Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. P plus Q is equal to 1, where we are calculating the genetic frequency. So what I want you to believe here is mathematics is having one way or other way close relationship with biology. So here all the combinations of gametes are in equal proportion. Are you clear? And this is the picture given with respect to dihybrid cross in the CBSE book, where you can see all the 4 gametes types of male. It means anther fertilize all the 4 types of gametes from female, that is ovule. Now assume what is this equal proportion. You see there are 2 places where random occurrence take place. What are the 2 places? One is during the meiosis, chromosomal separation. Very clear? The chromosomes separate in a random manner. Very clear? In the same way, fertilization takes place in a random manner. So it means, you see, capital R, capital Y, 40 gametes are there, 40 pollen grains. Okay, in which the 40 male gametes, 10 male gametes will fertilize the ovule of capital R, capital Y. In the same way, 10 fertilize the gamete of small r, capital Y, and another 10 capital R, small y, and the last 10 fertilize the small r, small y. So you have to give 40, 40, 40, in the same way 40, 40, 40. Very clear. So from each category they receive 10. So this is called as random fertilization. So in this random fertilization, now we are getting 16 boxes. Of the 16 boxes, you see these 9 boxes. It is like a triangle, you see. 9 boxes. Phenotypically, they are round and yellow. Phenotypically, they are round and yellow. And these 3 boxes, again one triangle. You can see the color. Okay. So these 3 boxes, again 3. One character dominant, another character recessive. And these 3 boxes, the second character is dominant, first character is recessive. Here, both the character are recessive. So we are getting the ratio 9:3:3:1. So during the F1 cross F1, it means selfing, fertilization, each zygote with an equal probability. That is what I told you, right? With the help of 40. Okay, in which 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, equal probability receives one of the 4 combinations from each parent. So this is the Punnett square given in the state board book. The Punnett square is most useful to understand the different combination through fertilization. Different combinations of gametes through, or all possible combinations of gametes. We are able to bring it in the picture, in the graphical representation. That is the use of Punnett square. Okay, these 4 types of gametes of F1 dihybrids unite randomly in the process of fertilization and produce 16 types of individual. I told it is not 16 types, but it is 16 boxes in the F2 generation. Now you can see the facts behind dihybrid. Okay, 16 boxes. Of the 16 boxes, there are 4 combinations of character. What are the 4 types of phenotypes? You see, 4 types of phenotypes. Okay, 9 stand for round yellow, 3 stand for round green, another 3 stand for wrinkled yellow, the last 1 stand for wrinkled green. 4 phenotypes. And as far as the genotypes concerned, there are totally 9 different types of genotypes. Though there are 16 boxes, you see this box is 1 here. Okay, and these 2 boxes are similar. These 2 boxes are similar. And these 4 boxes are similar. These 4 boxes are similar. In the same way, this box is different, but phenotypically these 3 produce same. That's the reason why you see here these 3 split up into 1:2. This 9 split up into 1:2, 2:2, 2:4, 1:2, 2:2, 2:4. These 4. You see, follow the colors. 4. Are you clear? So 9 split up into 1:2, 2:2, 2:4. 3 split up into 1:2. That is what I gave here. Another 3 split up into 1:2. Okay, the last one, double recessive 1. Are you clear? So there are phenotypic ratio. Phenotypically, there are 4 different types of plants. Genotypically, there are 9 different types of genotypes. So 4 into 4 gametes. 4 into 4 gametes, 16 boxes, not 16 individuals. 2 into 2 variation. 4 different phenotypes, 3 into 3 genotypes, 9 different genotypes. Mathematically, we are able to compute it. You see, what are the 3 different genotypes? Capital R, capital R, capital R, small r, small r, small r. Crossed with capital Y, small capital Y, small y, small y, small y. That's all. Very clear. So that is what we are able to get it from here. Now we are going to see the CBSE content also. It will be very useful for the NEET student. Consider the segregation of one pair of genes, capital R, small r, in anther. Imagine 50% of the gamete surely will be having capital R, and 50% of the gamete surely having small r. Now, beside each gamete having either capital R or small r, it should also have the allele capital Y or small y. Capital Y or small y. Very clear. So, along with the capital R, okay, definitely 50% capital R with capital Y. And you see, for your understanding, I put the gamete separately. But in a dihybrid cross, we have to consider, okay, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y. So, 50% of the gamete will have capital R along with capital Y. And 50% of the gamete will have capital R along with small y. In the same way, 50% of the small r will be with capital Y and 50% of the small r will be with small y. That is what here they are telling. The important things to remember here is that segregation of 50% of r and 50% of small r is independent from, both are independent from the segregation of 50% capital Y and 50% small y. So that is what here they are telling. You can see here capital R stay with capital Y, 2 cells, small r with small y, 2 cells, capital R with, this is another type of meiosis where combination in a different way. Okay, this is in another cell take place in this way. So 50% of the cell, total 100% of the cell undergoes this way of meiosis. Another 100%, it means chromosomal separation. In another 50% of the cell, this is the way of chromosomal separation and combination. So small capital R, small r, capital Y. I think you are able to understand the concept here with respect to CBSE content also. And now you can see the overall picture. Anther 100% capital R, that is R gene, in which 50% capital R, 50% small r. From anther side alone I am telling now. Y, 50% capital Y, 50% small y. Now they have to join with other chromosome, you know. Okay, so when it is joining with other chromosome, capital R may go with capital Y 50%. Another 50% of the capital R may go with small y. So in this way we are able to get that is all 4 possible gametes in equal proportion. So that is what I told you here. 4 types of male gametes in equal proportion, 4 types of female gamete in equal proportion are produced. Therefore, 50% of the small r bearing gametes as capital Y and other 50% as small y. Similarly, 50% of the capital R bearing gametes as capital Y and the other 50% as small y. This is during the gamete formation. This is during the gamete formation. Here we are not discussing the that is fertilization. Very clear. Thus, there are 4 genotypes of gametes. It means 4 types of pollen and 4 types of eggs are produced. What are the 4 types? Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. Again, as I told you, each with the frequency of 25% or 1/4 of the total gametes produced. Here, CBSE book, there is one question. Although there are 16 squares, how many different types of genotypes and phenotypes are formed? So, here very clearly I told you, phenotype 4 types, genotype there are 9 types in the ratio of this one. Very clear? The ratio of, it means capital all homozygous for both character. All homozygous of both character will be with the ratio of 1 only, you see. Capital R, capital R, capital Y, 1. Capital R, capital Y, small y, 2. Okay, so here double heterozygous alone 4. Double heterozygous alone 4. Okay, again capital R, small y. This is homozygous 1. And capital R, small y, 2. The same way here also. Finally, double recessive homozygous 1. Very clear? So 4 into 4 gametes, 4 gametes into 4 gametes, 16 boxes, 2 into 2 variations. Very clear? 2 into 2 variations. Okay, it means round, wrinkled, yellow, green, 2 into 2 variation. 4 different types of phenotypes, 3 into 3 genotypes. These are the 3 genotypes with respect to round, wrinkled. These are the 3 genotypes with respect to yellow, green. So 3 into 3, 9 different genotypes are produced. Okay, now these 4 types of gametes F1 dihybrids unite randomly. Now we are coming to the random fertilization. Very clear? And produce 16 types of, not 16 types, 16 boxes in F2 in the ratio of 9:3:3:1. So this is what shown here. And wonderful information given in our book. What is it? Mendel's 9:3:3:1 dihybrid ratio is an ideal ratio based on the probability. They are using one mathematical term, probability, including segregation. Segregation occur. Law of segregation is suitable here. independent assortment. Law of independent assortment. Independent assortment means chromosomal separation. Random fertilization. All these three contribute for this ratio. Are you clear? Now, in sexually reproducing organism or plants from the garden peas to human beings, Mendel findings laid the foundation for understanding the inheritance and revolutionized the field of biology. That's the reason why Mendel is called as father of genetics. The hybrid cross and its result led Mendel to propose a second set of generalizations that we call Mendel's law of independent assortment. Now this is the overall picture of the Mendel's dihybrid cross. Pure breeding parental variety, capital R, capital Y with small r, small y. Gametes, only one type of gamete, capital Y, small r, small y. F1 generation, capital R, capital Y, small y. This is the genotype of the F1 generation, and we already learned when this F1 plant producing the gamete, there are 4 types of gametes are produced, right? Capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, capital Y, small y. Okay, so these are the these are the gametes produced. Okay, now you can see the 4 types: capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. This is from pollen side. The same way from ovule side, and through random fertilization, it is able to produce 9:3:3:1. Okay, in which this triangle 9 round yellow, this triangle, okay, this triangle round green, and this triangle wrinkled yellow, and this last box. So remember it in the form of triangles. Remember it in the form of triangles. You are able to easily understand. And this final box, double recessive. Now we are going to learn how does the wrinkled gene makes Mendel's piece wrinkled. Find out the molecular explanation. We are going to learn about the molecular explanation for the seeds in Pisum sativum being round and wrinkled. The protein called starch branching enzyme. Starch branching enzyme. Now this is the starch molecule. Okay, and the starch molecules are branching with the help of SBEI enzyme. SBEI enzyme is encoded by the wild type allele of the gene capital R, which is dominant. So what happens? Due to the branching, starch is produced by the enzyme. So enzyme play a key role in many of our characters. Many of the characters of the organisms, both plants and animals, even in bacteria. Very clear. So SBEI enzyme makes the starch to branch continuously. So its water absorption capacity, the seed coat water absorption capacity is very less. It takes very less amount of water inside. Due to branching, entry of water is less and exit also less. When the seeds start drying, okay, the evaporation of water also less. Okay, so no wrinkling take place. When the seed mature, this enzyme SBEI catalyzes the formation of highly branched starch molecule, right? Normal gene capital R has become interrupted by the insertion of extra piece of DNA, 0.8 kilobases. 0.8 kilobases of new piece of DNA is inserted due to the mutation. So the capital R, that is a gene, become smaller. Now the smaller gene is not able to produce an active enzyme. Very clear? Active enzyme SBEI, okay, is lost, resulting in wrinkled piece. How it creates wrinkled piece? Let us see. The extra piece of DNA 0.8 kb leads to the homozygous mutant form. In homozygous mutant form only. In heterozygous form, that 50% of SBEI enzyme is able to keep the shape of the seed in a round form. Very clear? But in double recessive type, small r, that SBEI active enzymes are not produced. Okay, so activity of the enzyme SBEI is lost, resulting in wrinkled piece. Here, the wrinkled seeds accumulates more sucrose and high water content. It accumulates more sucrose and high water content. So the seeds are bulged in its immature stage. Hence the osmotic pressure inside the seed rises. Osmotic pressure inside the seed rises. Okay, turgidity increases. So the seeds become bulged. But once it start losing the water at the time of maturity, water suddenly escapes. As the suddenly there is water suddenly escapes, that is the empty area, we should say. Now the water evaporates, that creates that empty area. So immediately that area become that is lowered, okay, shrunken, wrinkled, okay, because of the loss of water. So this is the reason for molecular explanation for the seed being round and wrinkled. As a result, the seed absorbs more water, and when it matures, it loses water, and as it dries, so it becomes wrinkled at maturation. So it loses water. So naturally, in the gap, okay, that is water from the gap escapes. That water again starts shrinking. Okay, so this is what happening. When the seed has at least one copy of normal dominant gene, heterozygous, the dominant allele help to synthesize starch, amylopectin, an insoluble carbohydrate with osmotic balance, which minimize the loss of water. Capital R is sufficient to produce SEBI, that is enzyme, which keeps the starch molecule in a branching state. So absorption as well as losing of water is very much minimized. So the seed shape is not changing. It is maintained as round shape. So the overall picture is given here. Dominant allele capital R or capital R small r also. Linear, that is unbranched starch amylose converted to branched starch amylopectin, round piece are produced. And here small r, linear unbranched starch amylose is not converted into branched one, but it is staying as such, and it is responsible for wrinkled piece. Now we are going to learn about dihybrid test cross, students. What is test cross? Crossing of F1 plant with the recessive parent. This is actually recessive backcross. Is called as test cross. What is the purpose of test cross? We want to understand what is the genotype of F1 hybrid plant, because it is expressing the dominant character. Another set of character is disappearing. So what is actually in its genotype? We are able to understand by that is test cross. So the test cross ratio again become 9 is, that is 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1. It means the recessive that is trait also reappearing. Now you can see heterozygous round piece, homozygous wrinkled piece, okay, yellow cotyledon, green cotyledon, okay, genotypes capital R small r, capital Y small y. It produces 4 types of gamete. It is crossed with double recessive parent. Okay, so we are keeping that is to matching the 4 types of gametes here. We are writing the same gamete 4 times. Make it very clear. Same gamete 4 times. Small r, small y, small r, small y, small r, small y, small r, small y. Now, when these are fertilized in equal proportion, okay, Mendel obtained, okay, 25% of the seeds with round yellow trait, 25% of the seed with round green, and 25% of the tray, that is seeds with wrinkled yellow, and 25%, the last 25% wrinkled green. Here you should not forget to notice 50% of the parental combination and 50% of the recombinations are produced. So the parental combination and recombinations are equally produced. Are you clear? 50%, 50%. For each genotype, for each type of phenotype, 25%. But by combining the parental combination versus recombination, 50% is to 50%. So naturally 1 is to 1 is the ratio between parental and recombination type. So the ratio become 1 is to 1. That is the reason why Mendel put forward authentically the law of independent assortment. Are you clear? So the Mendel's dihybrid cross ratio is 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1 with respect to genotype, whereas with respect to phenotype, with respect to genotype as well as phenotype, with respect to parental versus recombination, 1 is to 1. Are you clear? So law of independent assortment can be applied here. Okay, so this is the end of this video, student. So far we learnt dihybrid cross, law of independent assortment, How does the wrinkled gene make Mendel's piece wrinkled? The molecular explanation. And finally, we learnt about the dihybrid test cross. Thank you very much for watching.